Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is January 22nd, 2022, and this is episode 463. Okay, we're going to take a look at Purgatori, issue number 1, coming out from Dynamite. It is rated Teen Plus. And this is not the first issue of Purgatori. This character was seen in the Vampirella comics. She was introduced in there, I believe. And I don't have any idea what that storyline was about. But this is a recommend, believe it or not. I was really surprised that I liked it as much as I did. This cover is actually cover D. It is the cosplay cover. So I try to get the regular cover on all these, but I went back. There's like 4 issues of Purgatori out now, so I'm way behind. I am going to catch up with the other 3 because they are available. This was the only one that was available at the store, this particular cover. So I paid the premium price of $1 extra. Usually these come in at $3.99. This I paid $4.99. They just automatic markup on these variant covers at this particular store that I go to. Unless there's one that's a market price, market value, then that one will be marked way up. But this one, just $1 more. And I'm not sure if the store pays more for it or not. They probably have to buy extra issues to get there, so that's part of the reason they do that. So the picture itself, it's nice. I mean, the girl on here is pretty. Her outfit is not exactly like Purgatori's, but Purgatori's outfit would be very difficult, I think, to cosplay in, unless you kind of glued pieces on, really. But she did a good job here. Just a nice composition. You got your diagonals going on with the background set back, and obviously Purgatori is our main character, and she's in the foreground, so nice job on that. Let's go ahead and take a look to see who worked on this. Okay, the name of this arc is Witches Get Stitches Part 1. The writer is Ray Fox. The artist is Alvaro Sarasca, I guess. The colorist is Salvatore Ayala. The letterer is Tom Napolitano, and the editor is Matt Idolsson. So cover A is by Antonio Fuso. And we'll take a quick, we can't take a look at that. We'll see that in the gallery. The D was the cosplay cover, and then you go. And we have the gallery in the back as Dynamite does. So that we're all pretty good here. This is starts out in the future, 250 years. I'm not sure this is really necessary, but it does give the chance for the artist and everybody else to get their credits on here. And we get the introduction of Witches Get Stitches Part 1. So she's in the future, and she's just saying this is Atlanta, what it looks like 250 years in the future. And she has decisions to make, whether she's going to be good, bad, evil, nice, helpful, whatever. Because the knowledge she gains from the drinking blood of the mortals makes her not only immortal, but gives her the knowledge of the people, and then she selects what attributes she wants to use from those people before releasing the others through spirits. Now, the way she does this is she goes to a monastery and hangs out with the monks and meditates, as you can see here. So it's kind of, the beginning jumps back and forth a little bit. The dialogue is not perfect. I'll give, the narrative is not perfect, narration, but the story is pretty good, and the art is pretty good. As you see, Purgatori meditating, thinking about all things, thinking who she's going to keep. The action scenes in here were drawn really nicely. You kind of have, it was easy enough, the wording was easy enough to figure out what they were talking about. At times it is a little bit wonky, but clunky, but they get past that, and it turns into a pretty good story. Now, I'm going to tell you that I have read issue 2, and it does stay online, stays on track. I believe Ray Fox is a red-pilled dude, so what we get here is we get men making mistakes, we get women making mistakes. So there's no Mary Susan here, which is very refreshing. We have this coven of witches here that wants to trap Purgatori and steal her secrets of immortality and knowledge. So that's kind of a neat thing. So they're working together as a group here. They're not all introduced at first, so it's a little confusing on who's who. But this woman, Sarah, is going to do a shapeshift and become, let's go back here, this monk, this very dangerous monk who has this special sizzling blade. And that's what we see, is we see this monk running up to the monastery. She's been shapeshifted. This coven is in London. They get shapeshifted, and she becomes that monk over in China. Then we get Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. Some very nice artwork on here. I don't know if the interiors are like this. I have no clue, and you can take a look at some of these cover gallery here. Feel free to pause at any time and take a closer look at some of these things if you wish. Okay, meanwhile, back at the monastery, we have Sarah, who is now a monk, showing up, Sarah the Witch, and she comes up on Purgatori, and Purgatori is going through this thing where she is releasing souls, picking what she wants and what she doesn't want. So a little explanation. Some things are weird to her, some things are, just kind of delving into humanity. And there's some really good drawing in here. One of the monks discovers this other monk, realizes it's an intruder, and attacks, and he gets sliced in half. Now, the action scenes in here are drawn super well. They're very exciting. As you can see, all the monks now, the Shaolin monks, are going to try to stop this intruder. And he's got this special blade, and he is just knocking him down. Look at this kind of cool drawing here. You actually see intestines and things like that, lots of blood coming out of him at times. And he's Sarah as a monk is pretty much unstoppable. But Purgatori continues to meditate through this whole thing. She is deep in meditation. She cannot be disturbed. And you can see, look at this, is kind of nice too. You can see the bodies just flying everywhere. And Purgatori continues to meditate. She talks about her time with Lilith. That was in the last arc on the Vampirella versus Purgatori series. And I don't know if that's any good. It might be worth going back and checking out. If Ray Fox worked on that one as well, it might be very consistent to what we're seeing here. There's the courtyard after she has killed everything. And Sarah now uses her blade, I believe, to transmit to the oracles back in London what is going on. So they're really happy. Everything's been successful. There's a little bit of bickering going on between there. So that's kind of an interesting little subplot, because some of them don't trust their leader, Juliet. And Purgatori suddenly awakens from her meditation. And then we get these nicks, which looks really interesting. I mean, if this interior art is like what I'm seeing here for this cover art, I think this could be, and the story's half decent, this might be a good read as well. I know nothing about it. The first issue came out in December. Would be, I believe, November, first issue. So there are a couple issues in, at least 2 issues. I haven't seen it at the store, so I'll have to check out and see if I can find that. Then here we have Purgatori lamenting the loss of all these monks that she considered her friends, or, very helpful. And she goes after the one, which is a trap. She doesn't know it. She goes ahead and bites this one, thinking she's going to kill it. But in turn, see that? That's pretty cool. It just sets it off where she has been set in a trap, where she is pulled out of this monastery. And she can see that she has not killed this person, because the other souls are just images. They're just souls, and she is whole body. And she is transported to Norway. And this is where we end this issue. And she asks, "What are you?" This is what she's saying to Sarah. So a good start to a story that's very interesting. Second issue continues with this, and I'll do a review of that as well. We get a blurb about the Sheena in the Jungle series here. A couple ads for Vampirella and Red Sonja Holiday Special, and both. This is older. This probably came out in October, maybe. So I'm behind. I've got 3 more issues to review. 2 to buy. 1 I can review probably later today. There you go. And that's exactly the cover I bought for Purgatori 2. And Ray Fox has written Constantine and Batman Eternal, so if you're familiar with those books and liked them, you might like Purgatory. Jennifer Blood #2, this is obviously older books, so they're far, far along in this. And here's our exclusive cover gallery, the ones we missed out on. Here's cover A and B, I guess, or looks to be like it's the whole, you fold out the cover and you can see the whole thing. Seems like there should have been more covers than this. Oh, there we go. I skipped a page. Sorry about that. Okay, those were cover exclusives. These are the regular covers. You can see here is cover A. If you see that. B. And then our cosplay cover, which we had here. It's moving down. It's just variations of those covers, looks like, and plus a blank cover for the artists out there that want to draw Purgatory. I think Purgatory is going to be a pretty popular character if they keep this storyline up. I think it's pretty solid. And we'll go to the other page. There you go. Get in there a little closer. Like I said, pause if you liked, if you want to take a longer look at some of these. And there you have it. Okay. Recommended. So thanks for stopping by and listening to this video review of Purgatory, Issue 1 from Dynamite. As always, please like, please subscribe if you haven't. Please leave comments, and we'll see you next time at the Temple of Tomes. This is Indie Comics Jones bidding you adieu.